I hate words. I hated black and white. I hated exams. So everything about school I hated, apart from going to school and meeting my friends. It's very hard when a system gives you a mark out of 10 or 100, or A or a B or a C or a D or an ungraded. That was me. But I'm the second most published author in the country, right? And I'm a special needs kid that came out of school with no exams, right? This year I have been campaigning for the government to make classrooms in Britain more inclusive, specifically around neurodiversity. So dyslexia, which is about 10 to 15% of every classroom in the country. If you bolt on other neurodiversities, we're talking 25%. So 1 in 4 of the customers, as I call it, because I see the students as customers. We don't include these kids in the system. If you follow and track these kids on average, they get paid less than average wage. You know, you've got 15% of dyslexics in the classroom and 50 to 60% of kids in jail. Higher cases of mental health issues, higher costs to the NHS, higher in suicide. It's just a really sad story, and they're not meant to be there. So as you see in my documentary, like, the scientists will say there's nothing wrong with the brains, they're just different, and nature wants different thinkers, and we've always had different thinkers. But what is not natural is a man-made structure of school that really only measures and pats kids on the back for learning and remembering in a certain kind of way. So if you look at these young children, they just get frustrated and bored at a system that's not inclusive. So the teachers aren't trained enough. So as much as we love the teachers, you know, you can do a 2 to 3 year teacher training course and only have 4 hours of training on neurodiversity, which is 1 in 4 of your class. It's just not enough. So we are campaigning for more training, top up training for the teachers that are out there, and we're campaigning for screening of every child. So currently 80% of kids leave school undiagnosed, which means they can't get access to help, don't have extra time, and all the strategies that are in place and we know about can't be used. So we want every child to be screened. And that's kind of the tip of the iceberg. I could go on forever. My advice for children that feel stupid, thick, dumb, don't feel that they have the same intelligence as other kids in the class, that they feel embarrassed, that they get upset, they don't have a good opinion of themselves, I would just say, please, please, please forget all those feelings. You are being judged incorrectly. You have so much more to offer. Everyone starts from somewhere and grows and evolves always in life. And if you feel anything negative towards yourself, I promise you, on my life, the system that's in place is incorrect. It's illogical. It's not backed by science. You are much more than you think you are. Find a hobby. Be really fussy about your friends. You'll be absolutely fine if you find a hobby outside of school that allows you to be as brilliant as you already are. So it could be a sports thing, it could be a geeky thing, it could be making camps. It doesn't have to be an adult thing. It can be like, I found cooking. But when I was at school and I felt all those negative thoughts of being stupid and thick, dumb and much ruder words, and I felt that at primary school, I knew I could cook because I used to work at the weekend for money, and I used to work in the kitchen, and I knew that I wasn't like those things. I knew that I could repeat what someone had shown me. I knew that I could use my hands. And also, all of the little things that you are, it's meant to be. Like nature, God, whatever you believe in, well, you believe in nature because you have to believe in that. Like, the intention is that we're all different. The intention is that we have strong people and sensitive people and people that are artistic and people that are worried and kind of have attention to detail. We're supposed to be different. So you're supposed to be exactly the way that you are. And what you have to do is find the things in life that allow you to tune into the things that you're naturally supposed to be brilliant at. The piece of advice I'd give to the parents is, if your kid is neurodiverse, then it's highly likely that one of you or your partner is as well, or a flavour of. And just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean that your child is exactly the same, because it's a spectrum. So whether you're dyslexic or ADHD or neurodiverse, you can't think the same way as your child, or vice versa. We're all different and we see things and perceive things differently. If you're a parent, I know that it's really emotional to worry about your child. Sometimes you worry about your child because they're feeling genuinely sad and depressed, because they're not allowed to be brilliant at school, because they're not measured at the things they're brilliant at. and school is so behind the times, and the teachers aren't trained to understand the rainbow of different thinkers and learners that is the population, right? 600,000 kids a year in the UK, 130,000 of those are neurodiverse, right? So if you're worried about your kid, like, I get it, and I see you completely, but at the same time, our job as parents is really just to help them navigate that. Now, you might have a decent school, you might have a terrible school, you might have a sensitive head teacher or tutor, or you might have completely the opposite. Our job is to navigate that. And you might be wasting a lot of your time fighting for your kid in school every day, every week going in, and they might be talking to you like your kid is rude and aggressive or impatient, and they're not, they're just frustrated. They're frustrated because they always feel thick, stupid and dumb and unseen. You might have to take them out of school. You might have to take it into your own hands. There's lots of options. You could homeschool, this, that and the other. There's a million things, but I recognize how hard it is. The fact that you care means you're an amazing parent. Ultimately, it's about allowing your child to feel confident about the things that they're good at. And life is about sticking to and amplifying the things that you're happy in and good at, and avoiding the things that you hate. I hate words. I hated black and white. I hated exams. So everything about school I hated, apart from going to school and meeting my friends. It's very hard when a system gives you a mark out of 10 or 100, or A or a B or a C or a D or an ungraded, that was me. Like, it's very hard when a system's designed for the average. And if you're outside of the average, which is the neurodiverse, it's 25% of people, that doesn't mean you're not as good as. And also for me, and I'm not saying this to sound like not humble, but I'm the second most published author in the country, right? And I'm a special needs kid that came out of school with no exams, right? Well, 2 actually. I got an A in art, a C in geology, and the rest was ungraded, right? That's not great, okay? So the point is school does not define you. As a family, you need to navigate this to allow that child to laugh as much as possible and find something. It doesn't matter. You know, it could be origami, it could be Play-Doh. For me, it was Lego. When I was a kid, like when everything was really shit, I used to sit in front of a bucket of Lego and just create like space stations and rockets and stuff, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I know it sounds like I'm being serious, but like this area is powerful. Like, no one talks about it. Everyone's masking what they think is their weirdness, but it's not their weirdness, it's their uniqueness. We're only here because of us. And that's not just the neurodiverse, it's all of us. So to have more inclusive classrooms doesn't just mean it's fairer for the dyslexics and the neurodiverse, it means it's better for the whole class. And when we've measured more inclusive classrooms, the whole class comes up. So if you're talking about happier communities, more inclusive classrooms. If we're talking about better GDP and economy and all the other things around the economy that makes us thrive, more inclusive classrooms. If you've got a 16-year-old in school, they're going to be like 25, 26-year-old tax-paying contributors to society. I know it sounds like I'm biased, but I really, really, really believe that school, particularly primary schools, little 7 and 8 and 9-year-olds, what I've witnessed in the last year studying this is that the broken man, even the achieved man that went through this, who's broken inside and masking, all the trouble happens at 7, 8, 9 and 10 years old. And then it just gets worse. It's a really interesting subject, but I love it because I think with just a few changes, with people being more understanding about how diverse our brains are, we can have happier, healthier and more prosperous communities, towns, cities, countries, economies, more money in our back pocket, less people in hospital, less people hanging themselves. Like, honestly, truly, the upside for just a little understanding and kind of like this obsession of not wanting to change education. Like, it looks the same now as it did 100 years ago. You've got some computers instead of blackboards, big deal. It's structurally still the same. Australia, New Zealand, Russia, Denmark, Sweden, England, it all looks the same. Like, do we really, like, school was designed to create young adults that were fit to go out and run beautiful countries. Like, do we really think in 2025 that we shouldn't really rethink it, reimagine it? Like, having 3 terms a year, that's not logical, you need 4. Like stopping at 3 o'clock when mums and dads are being told to go to work and work more and they finish at 5 and 6. That's not sensible. Like, just like the fact that we want mums to knock out all these children and not support them when they've had babies. Like, have to rush back to work when those critical 6 months or a year when they've had a baby. If you look at like the Nordic countries, they treat mothers so much better. I think we treat mothers terribly in this country. Even though I thought I was thick, stupid, and a bit dumb, and like not as clever as the other kids, because I grew up in a pub, I had so many friends, and my friends weren't just my age. They were in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And like some of my best friends were old age pensioners growing up, and I was really happy. So therefore, I know I was really, really lucky. So I lucked out. So my story isn't a sad story, because I grew up in a pub and I found cooking, and frankly, I found Lego. What I would say to little Jamie was probably like, you would not believe what a journey life is. Just because you think you are something now doesn't mean that's going to be you in a year or 10 years. Like, it really is a journey. Like, you can develop the way you think, you can develop the way you feel, you can develop the way you look, you can develop your taste of food and music. It's so exciting. I think when I was young, I just thought like, this is it. But luckily for me, I was quite open-minded and always willing to try new things. And I think being curious, open-minded and willing to try new things, you try 10 things, but there's 1 or 2 things that really resonate with you. And that's what life's all about, I think. Just follow that little family tree of chances and options. And hey, do you want to come out and do this tonight? No, you sure? Yeah, actually I will try it. And at the end of the night, was it the best night of your life or the worst? Because both is really valuable.